Okay, in this next part of the project, we're going to talk about using textures. Now, there's all sorts of cool things you can do here, and I'm going to show you actually one of the fun things you can do. I actually think, of course, this would be a really crappy place to work with these solid brick walls that I can't see through. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to start using textures. Okay, we're going to talk about adding textures right now. So, one of the things I want you to notice, let's flip it up to the top, and I want to put some sort of nice dull color here. So you see where the paint bucket is up at the top. You're going to click on the paint bucket and it gives you all sorts of different options for colors. I mean, you can pick a nice yellow for the walls, and let's try that. Yeah, why don't we make it nice and bright and sunny and cheery on the inside. Alright, and I'm going to flip it around and we're going to paint the whole thing yellow. You can do whatever color you really want. It doesn't really matter. Alright, that's where you use your imagination. It's not necessarily important what you actually do. Okay? And we'll pick a nice texture, wood texture for the floor. So let's see what else we got for colors. Carpet and tiles, there we go. Yeah, let's use this nice Berber carpet there down at the bottom. Boom, boom, nice Berber carpet. And let's go with, say, paneling for this little wood partition. Now, and again, one of the problems is you have to be able to see it. If you can't see it, you can't change the color. Alright, using texture is very, very easy. You just click on the paint bucket, you click over here and you decide what type of thing you want. Okay, markers, metal. Okay, I'm just going to, for the heck of it, put in metallic there. Alright, so now we have all of these things. Now, one of the other things I want you to be aware of, if you take a look, you notice that when I was building these things, I put these great big holes in the outside of the walls. I really wasn't intending to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these walls by just drawing a square, and you notice the endpoint clicks to the corner. I click, drag down to this corner, and then I just go, whoops, endpoint, whoops, and that was not what I wanted to do. Click, click, drag all the way over to the corner, and we should get, boom. That fills in everything. Now all I have to do is I go, and I'm going to go for like, let's see, how about stone? Let's have a stone building for the heck of it. There we go. So we have a nice stone building on the outside, and here we got the same problem. We have to fill in that hole, so I'm going to just put a cube over and just drag. Whoops. I always have the same problem getting this to work. Click. There we go. Put the stone here. Boom. And rotate it around. So you can get your building drawn the way you want. Okay, so this is actually quite easy to do. Now, the other thing I want you guys to think about while you're doing this is, okay, well, the other thing about this building, this is supposed to be the ideal perfect school, is, wow, it really doesn't have much in the way of windows, does it? By the way, if you want to get rid of these little lines, all you have to do is click on them and hit delete. They go away, and then you don't have those stupid lines in your drawing. Okay. I personally think that it would be really kind of crappy to be in the school with its, no windows. So what I'm also going to do, and whoops, looks like we put a roof in when we didn't intend to. So I'm going to just click on that and delete it, and click on this guy and delete it. There we go. I put in a roof accidentally. All right, and it looks like I also deleted my wall. So I'm going to have to put my wall back in. I'm going to re-extrude it. Didn't mean to do that. Whoops, and let's just take the whole object and move it straight. Oops. Boy, I seem to be having a really bad day today. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Alright, and again, you're going to notice that I do make tons and tons of mistakes. I like to think that's part of my boyish charm, is that I don't pretend that I don't make mistakes. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is we're just going to draw this wall back in. I click this guy here, and then I just go, whoops, right back in and fill this spot right there. And then I'm just going to paint it with then I'm going to click on it and extrude it upwards. Okay, folks, are you getting the drift of what you're supposed to do? It's actually very, very, very simple. And I'm going to make it 8 feet. Wow, I must have made it a negative 8 feet. Alright, like I said, guys, I do make these mistakes on a regular basis. Get over it, it happens. Undo, push, pull. Okay, so I'm going to select it again. Let's try Whoops. Let's try just pushing it straight up. And the nice thing about the way this works is it tends to drag. It tends to let you just drag things in the position you want them to be in. So I do the push-pull. There it goes, snaps into position. There we go. And I'm just going to paint this with my yellow. All right. And as you can see, I've already deleted things again, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to redo it. All right, so you get the drift of how I'm doing my walls. Now, the reason I say this is a difficult building is I don't like the fact there are no windows. Well, I can draw my windows in, but there's one thing you can, there's a couple ways of doing this. One way you can do is you can just draw the window, click on it, hit delete, and then it goes away and you can see inside. But there's another way that's even better, and I'm going to show you. Edit, undo, erase. I'm going to click on this, and instead of making it disappear, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a translucent window, and I'm going to paint it with this transition. Okay, so now what I have is I have a perfect window. Now the other thing I can do, if I want to have a whole bunch of windows all the same size, I go copy, paste in place, and then I just click on this arrow and I drag it straight across like the, oops, Control C, Control V, and it goes right, and now I have to line it up. Control V and line it up, and you want to make sure that they're evenly placed. Control V and line it up nice and neat and beautiful. So now I'm getting a pretty good looking building here. All right, the only other thing I want to say is I got a couple other little things I want to show you, and we're going to do that next. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing you do need to know, the window will show up on one side as transparent, and then the other side it's the color that you painted on the other side. So you actually have to repaint these suckers in order for it to look the way you want it to look. All right, so that's enough for painting and textures. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to move on. We're going to start talking about something else.